When you really break down personal finance, it's one of the things which we all, every one of us on this planet, has to manage our personal finances. And most of the time, almost all of the time, we're taught very little about how to truly manage our personal finances and the right information to equip us to manage it appropriately so that we can lead a successful life. And I think one of the most important things is redefining the word success, because a lot of times what success has been sort of painted to be based on, I don't know who came up with it or where it really came from, but a lot of times when you think of success, the word success, you think of private jets and Lamborghinis and millions of dollars is kind of what some people make it out to be, success. But when you really break down the word success, it's actually, the reality is that we are all a success. We're all a success of the prior generations who came before us. So regardless of where they ended up at the end of the day financially, they were still successes because we're here presently. Your parents were successful in bringing you to the world. My parents were successful in bringing me to the world. And now while we're here, as we made it to the world based on the people who came before us being successful in what they were doing, now we have the opportunity to propel this success forward to the future generations. And really what personal finance is, it's what allows us to further pursue that success, to further our mission and give to the future generation. That's essentially what we're here for, right? To create progress and help the future generation to succeed. So what does that mean for us in terms of personal finance? Personal finance is what allows us to carry on our mission. So the actual number of what everyone needs is pretty different. It is pretty different depending on if you might be single, you might have a family, you might have a couple children, or you might have 8 or 9 children. So everybody is gonna require a different number at the end of the day. But one of the best things to do when you're, again, kind of we're optimizing our attitudes towards personal finance, because of how much stress personal finance can bring to a person's life if they don't have their personal finance together. You can lose sleep over this, right? You can lose sleep over not having your finances in order. You know, owing more than you have coming in is a horrible situation to be in. Trust me, I've been there several times before, and it you know, God willing, it doesn't happen again. But none of us are immune to life and what it might bring. How much stress can we really have on personal finances when we realize that we're so much bigger than these credit card bills and this, you know, rent payment and all these different things that we face, these car payments and all these things. Sometimes we can forget who we are, who we truly are, and who we are on the inside, how powerful that really is. And we tend to get beaten down by the daily pressures. But sometimes all it takes is a moment to just step back and really look inside. That's what a lot of times we look outside for something that's going to make us feel better and feel more comfortable with the situation we're in. But as opposed to looking outside constantly for something, of course, learning from other people is very important. but at times it's important to just look inside and really take a look at who we are and understand who we are as a person, because from that place, I do believe that from that place is where our personal financial lives are rooted. Our personal financial lives are rooted inside of us, inside of who we are as a person. So that doesn't mean that you're a horrible person or anything like that if your finances are less than ideal, less than where you want them to be. But it does mean that maybe it's time to take a look on the inside and ask yourself, how did I get to this position I'm in today? Because sometimes we can just keep going year over year without taking the time to pause and go, wait a minute, does that make sense? And analyze our actions and what we're doing. Why am I doing this? Why do I do this on a weekly basis? Maybe why do I do this? Why do I go out and spend this much money and do this activity or do that? Whatever it might be, as much greater than just human beings, but as spiritual beings, who we are on the inside. When we remember that we're something bigger, that we're spiritual beings, we start to realize that, hey, maybe this little situation I'm in is not as bad as I'm making it out to be. Maybe I need to take a different viewpoint on it. So that's really what I wanted to share, is that you're so much more than just a person who owes money to somebody, and your personal finances are not where you want them to be, and one day hopefully you hit the lottery and get rich. That's not the mentality we want over here. What we want is to understand who we are as people and how great we are on the inside, and bring that greatness to the world through slow, steady, consistent steps, consistent effort. Running a little bit late, need to head into the office right now. I hope you guys have an excellent day, and I hope that brought you guys some value and insight to really understand that everything that you really want is already inside of you. Just need to move things aside and really go to the core of it. And it sounds kind of weird, and I'll think of more strategic exercises that I could think of that can help you do that, because I know it sounds like, what the hell is this guy talking about? But I'll think of some ways that I go through and track and write things down, and kind of methods of tracking to help you with that. So with that, I'll be signing off. Need to run into the office. Jordan, income over expense, over and out.
Straight off the top, gotta seize the day, better seize the moment. Stacking up, keep discipline while the foolish blow it. You never know when it's time to go, but still you sow it. When it's time to shine, go ahead and shine, let them know it. We've been at it like all day, every day.